All right, reminder, 315 is where it starts to get serious. Social media might have completely changed what we think is considered strong nowadays, right? I mean, I don't know if you remember, but I clearly remember my For You page on TikTok. All I could remember swiping was 225 bench. This is the goal. This is the goal, right? And back then, 225 was considered pretty much elite, right? Like if you're benching 225, you are now considered a gym bro, right? Oh, how times have changed. 225 back then was considered the strength milestone, right? It's what separated you from casual lifters, right? It's what pretty much cemented you as one of the strongest people in the gym, right? Not a lot of people were benching 225 back then, right? Much less 315. Nowadays on social media, you see 16, 17-year-olds hitting 315, right? So it probably has you wondering, is 315 no longer impressive, right? I remember when I bench pressed 315 and it was becoming a lot more norm, and I posted on Instagram and I had like a lot of people tell me like, dude, I mean, yeah, it was pretty good for you, right? Pretty impressive, but it's pretty much the norm now, right? I had like an older guy say he benched 315 back in high school, right? Funny enough, the dude never had the bench press on his Instagram. So it's like, how much can you really believe in that, right? But regardless of that, on social media, 315 seems to be the new 225, right? Because again, you have a lot of younger audiences, younger men, younger boys who are bench pressing 315 in high school, right? Obviously, the form is questionable. Some of them are like having their asses up in the air, or they're just, using a little bit too much leg drive. And then there's some cases where their form is really perfect, but they are a lot beefier than what they should be at 16, right? Or 17, or something's off, right? And your theory is probably correct. These kids are probably abusing anabolic agents, right? They're probably on the good stuff. So obviously this makes 315 a lot more skewed than it is, right? And then there's some cases where there are genetic phenoms, right? Because social media, a lot of people don't understand, thanks to the presence of social media, we now are able to see the top 1%, right? Back then, obviously 315 was probably just a sight to behold, right? I mean, 225 was a sight to behold. I'm talking way before cell phones, cameras were a lot more mainstream or, easily accessible to us consumers, right? So if you go into the gym and you see someone just banging out 3 plates, that was right then and there one of the strongest people on the planet, right? But now that we have social media, we have phones, we have cameras, the 1% is kind of shown to us every single day, right? And I don't think a lot of people understand, no, 315 is not the new 225. It's not even close. Again, I think less than 3% of the world population can bench press 315, right? I kind of threw a number out here, but I'm gonna have the statistic right here. But regardless, it's still one of the most rarest bench presses ever, right? That's why a lot of people kind of assume that some people will never be able to bench press 315 because of how rare it is, right? 315 bench press is, a big feat when it comes to upper body strength. That's just how it is. That's just how it always will be. And yeah, so again, I don't think 315 is common. And I don't think it will be common anytime soon because, again, we are shown, on social media, we have the privilege to see how strong a lot of, the 1%ers are, or how strong a lot of these people are, right? Because again, back then, social media wasn't that big. It wasn't that popular. Not a lot of people had access to it. That's just how it was. So again, 315, I do 100% consider it to be very, very rare still. Not a lot of people are pressing 315, especially in commercial gym settings, right? You're not really going to go to a LA Fitness or a Planet Fitness and see someone just banging out 3 plates, right? Obviously, if you go to a powerlifting setting, like a powerlifting gym that I go to, or a warehouse gym where people take, the workouts or gyms a lot more serious, where it's instead of a hobby, it's really more of a lifestyle, then yeah, 315 will be a little bit more common. But even then, right, I've had a dude who was, pretty big, right? You'd assume he could bench press 315, but I get on the bar, I pause 315, and then I freaking have it fly. And this dude's like, holy shit, bro, I wish I could do that. And again, this is at a warehouse gym. This is at a powerlifting warehouse gym where my gym owner holds the squat record. the national squat record, right? So I'm like, damn, dude, like it kind of reminded me like, hey, 315 is still not the norm. It's nowhere near the norm. And I don't think it will be the norm for a while, right? Again, social media shows us, oh, dude, I've seen probably about 100 reels of people bench pressing 315, but you got to think about it. 100 out of what, 8 billion people? Like, come on now. Statistically, 315 is impressive, and realistically, 315 is impressive, and it will be impressive for a very, very long time. That's just how it's going to be, right? And obviously, I really like that, right? Because it really discredits a lot of people when they bench 315 and someone comments under, 315 is the new 225, bro. That's just how it is. And then the person commenting that can't even freaking, Larson press like 225. And if you don't know what Larson press is, it's just pretty much you're taking leg drive out of the equation, right? It's funny. But yes, 315 is rare. 315 will always be rare, right? Or it will always be rare for a really long time. And obviously, you're seeing a lot more people bench press 315 because there are actually a lot more people coming into the sport, right? Because again, statistically, a lot of people, out of those statistics, a lot of those people don't even go to the gym, right? But those who do train, some will train, but they'll never even hit 315 because they don't have the right programming. They don't have the right, mindset, right? And talking about programming, quick segue to my program. This is the program that I designed, pretty much that helped me get to 315 to actually 405, right? Again, I designed it myself. It's only $5, less than a Big Mac, but more fulfilling, right? Getting back to the video. Yes, 315, rare, will always be rare. Or for a very long time, it will be rare, right? Even as more people get into the sport, not a lot of them will still be able to touch 3 plates, right? That's just how it is. Some, their anatomy is different. Some are just not genetically built to be able to press 315. That's just how it is, right? But yeah, that's today's video. I just wanted to go over that. It's a really good topic. Just kind of, a little humbling experience, right? Just take it down to earth a little bit, right? Because again, a lot of the time when you're seeing someone bench press 315 on social media and making it look like lightweight, there's a chance like they are obviously a genetic phenom. There's another chance that they are on, performance enhancing drugs, right? There's a lot of factors, a lot of variables at play. So again, just be wary about it, right? But that's today's video. Again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I really appreciate you guys. You have a good day.